Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Yvonne, lady with the hammer. I'm just going to be doing some basic decoupage today, so let's go. Okay, so I've taken all the hardware off. I'm going to do a technique to that later. I just got some regular tissues. Actually, these are napkins from the potty store. And you can use whatever pot you want. If you like the border, then use the border, just rip it off. And if you don't have enough, rip this off and just keep on moving it around. But I'm not going to use the border. I'm just going to use the roses. I use the decoupage because I like the open top. If you don't want to contaminate this, it's best to pour some into another container. If you dip right in here and you have colors that run on your tissue or your napkin, you're going to get it in here and it's going to ruin the whole container. This one's not bleeding. I already did one of the draws. So it's pretty simple. Just want to get it on here. I like to be nice and liberal because I want this to actually wrinkle up. Can you guys all see what I'm doing? So just get it on here. Don't worry about being neat. Just get it on here nice. And then I'm going to use this part of the leaf. I don't want the outside because it looks too perfect. I'm not going for that right now, so I'm just tearing off the border. But you can use it. Like I said, save it. You can put it around the edge if you want. I just want it with no border on it. So I'm just ripping that off. So I just want my roses kind of like that. I don't want all the draws the same, because then it's going to look too uniform. Don't worry about the hangover. Once it dries, you can come back with a little sanding block and those edges will just sand right off. So just get it on there nice and liberally. What I like to do is I like to make sure that the paper gets totally saturated. So from where you put the decoupage on the bottom, make sure the top gets really saturated and it actually goes all the way through the layers. So if you have multiple layers of napkin, just pull the layers apart. So you don't have to work so hard. It's pretty simple. Get it on there. See, I like it nice and wrinkly. Can you guys see that it's wrinkling? See, I like that effect. And if you don't have enough, put another little piece over here. You just keep on doing it until you fill it in. And if it's all ripped and jagged, it looks even better because we're going to give this a little bit of an antique look. All right, we'll come back when this is totally dry and you can see how it looks. Okay, so there's some areas that are blank. Here. Just keep on filling it in. If you only want one rose, just use one rose. If you don't like it and it's not filled in enough, just keep on adding. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can just do the leaves if you want. I don't want the border, so I'm just gonna trim the border off. But it doesn't have to be neat. Just have to get it on there. Right? Fill this in. It doesn't matter if this is hanging out. And like I said, I want it so it's textured. So let's put another piece. I keep on losing my brush here. Let's put another piece here, just hanging off the side. I'm just gonna fill this in over here. I'm going to give this an aged look, so it's going to be blended in perfectly fine. Okay, and if you don't like this area right here, it looks like a line, take another piece. You can actually just cut out a leaf itself. You can tear it. Looks good like that too. Yeah, just trim this all off. The other stuff in the back will just blend right in. So just add that so it looks like it's part of that over there. I know it's hard to see because of all the glue. But now you can see that I took away the line and it looks more natural. Let's do a couple more of these. There's a couple blank spots. Yeah, look, I just have a bud by itself. Just get it in there. Do it right along the side here. Leaves, couple small little buds here. Another little bud here. I'm just going to stick him right in there. Looks like it's coming off the stem. And remember, you can do anything you want on top of this. You can sand down the edges, you can sand the whole thing so it looks worn, you can add glaze, you can wax on top, you can use a dark wax to kind of bring back the, you know, the aged look of it. I'm gonna put another rose up in the corner here. I'm just gonna trim this whole thing off. So we get this pot, just like that, up here. And that fills in. Just keep on layering as much as you want. This is a matte Mod Podge. I like the matte. If I want to change and make the whole thing shiny, I can use the polyacrylic to seal it in, but this seals it in perfectly fine. The rest of my piece is chalk painted, and I've already sealed it with wax, so that's my sealer. I'm not doing anything else to that. I'm just enhancing the drawer fronts. Let's add a little more to this one. It's not too bad. We only got a couple little spots. rosebud here and some leaves. Just cut out whatever parts you want. Pretty simple. You don't even have to use the whole thing. Just kind of figure out where you want to get this over here. Like that. I think that one's actually pretty good. This is one that's been drying for a couple of days. And I've taken the sandpaper and sanded the edges. I think I want to do a little bit more here. I want to cover this up. That. So I'm just going to take one of the rosebuds. You can see where I'm going here. I'm going to use the leaf because I like the way that looks. See, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be blending it in. So just, if it's dry already, put some more decoupage, Mod Podge, whatever you want to call it. You can just use white school glue. That works perfectly fine. Like I said, the squeeze container, I like this open container on the top instead. It just works better for me. I'm just going to cut this rose right off. I'm not even going to trim the side. I'm just going to leave it just like that. I'm just going to get it right in there. A couple of days when it dries, just, if you don't like it, put some more stuff on. Layer some more. Okay, you can see how that's filled in more. Now, if you don't like this look, fill it in some more. I don't want this little piece here, so I'm going to put something up there, maybe a leaf. I'm just going to trim these little pieces off so it looks like it's finished. That's my heater, blowing everything around. Still cold here in New England. It's about 45 today. Well, so far. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. We could probably get about 65 or so. But this is fine. So you can see how it's coming together. And I'll see you when we get this all dried up. Just wanted to show you, I did the base of the mirror. I filled in all the extra holes. Just keep on camouflaging it until it's in a place that you like. Don't worry about any of this stuff. It's not glued on. It'll trim right off once it's dry. Okay, this is one of the drawers. It's almost completely dry. But you can see that it's not completely attached. But that's okay, because we are going to distress this. And I just use a 3M sanding block that holds paper, which is really nice. This is 150 grit. 220, doesn't really do much, because you really want to get into it. See, if you just do that, you're really not going to get that off. So you really got to give it a good sand, and sand right through. I don't know if you can see that. See how it's made a little line? Comes right off. So just go around your whole piece. See all these? Just come right off. And then when you're done, you can just hit the side. See, that one just sanded right off. And I'm gonna distress this whole top once it's completely dry, but I just wanna get these sides off. And then I'll let it completely cure. And if you want it really rough, just rip the paper. You don't have to, see this? I'm gonna sand this off, because that's, you know, I want it to be rough looking. But if you want the edges to be all torn, just tear your paper. Just do it until you get it the way you like it. See, it all sands off really nice. And you gotta use some elbow power. I like to have the side of my drawers nice and clean. This original dresser was already painted in like Easter egg colors, so the sides weren't very clean, but I'll go around with my orbital sander and I'll give these a real good clean off. See how that's coming together? Draw's looking nice and tidy. Now you can see it's still wet. So we're gonna let it completely dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of the drawers and start doing some distressing. Okay, this is completely dry, and I've taken my paper all nice and smooth. I've sanded this all off so it's nice and clean looking. I poke my holes for my drawer handles. These are the original metal handles. Like I said, this vanity was painted in like Easter egg colors, so I'm just going to, I don't know if you can see the color coming through. Do a little bit of distressing. It's a very faint green. Don't forget to wipe down the inside of your drawers. If they're really dirty inside, clean them really well. Put some paper down inside. Don't Don't leave it like that. Don't leave the sides with all painted up. You know, pay attention to your details. That's what's so important. Just had a little knock at the door. Anyways, I don't know if the camera's letting you see that or not. That's the drawers right there. I've just hit the edges of this here, and I've done some distressing here. Make sure you clean your mirror up really nice. Like I said, attention to detail is very important. I don't want to distress it heavily. I'll bring the camera in closer. So you can see I've just done a very small amount of distressing. And same with here. I've just done a little bit of distressing so you can see the green coming through there. But not a lot. I didn't do the top. It's all sealed. And I'll show you the finished product when I'm done. And don't forget, everyone, give it a big thumbs up if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. You can see all the stuff that I do in my shop. I'm constantly doing projects. I know it's been a while since I've been on, but I've been really busy. So I figured I would take some time to do a little decoupage tutorial. All right, let me know if you want to see anything else. I'll come back with the finished product. Here's the finished vanity. Have fun with what you do. It doesn't need to be stressful. It's not difficult, very easy. Add whatever you like. You want to do a boy's desk, get some, racing car napkins or balloons, whatever they like. You can use paper, that's got pictures on it. You can do whatever you want. Have fun personalizing anything that you have. Just make it one of a kind and just have fun.